How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today we're talking about a new company. I've never talked about it before. And they have some big name backers, some big name investors in Bill and Melinda Gates and Fidelity. So this is a company that's really changing its industry and has massive growth ahead of it. If you guys like this, please leave a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Also, if you want those 4 free stocks from WeBull, definitely check out the link down in the description. You can deposit $100 and get 4 free stocks, 2 worth up to $1,600 each. So definitely check that out. I had a pretty expensive stock that I got just recently, and they just increased it from 3 free stocks to 4 free stocks. They also are selling Bitcoin where you can buy and sell that on the platform too. Also, if you want to know exactly what I'm buying and what I'm selling, I did pick up a couple shares of this company here today as a potential swing trade. I don't usually do that, but I think this introduces an interesting opportunity. So if you guys want to know exactly what I'm buying and what I'm selling, check out the link down below to Patreon. We're a growing community. We just gained about 20 new people just over the last few days. And last thing, if you haven't already hit subscribe, please hit subscribe. We are on the road to 25,000 subscribers. We make investing videos daily, so definitely hit the subscribe button down there. Let's take a look. LGVW is the company we're looking at today, or Longview Acquisition. They are merging with a company called Butterfly Network. So they moved up about 27% during the market, and then pre-market today they're up about 6.5%. I don't think a lot of people have heard about them yet, and I think the stock's going to push up soon, but let's take a look at what's happening right now. So right here it says Longview is a special purpose acquisition company, or a SPAC, that is going to merge with Butterfly Network, which is a digital health company that provides access to medical imaging such as ultrasounds. So this is a mobile technology that plugs right into a cell phone. This is expected to raise about $589 million in gross proceeds, which would value Butterfly Network at about $1.5 billion. They are backed by some really big names. So they are backed by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, along with these two individuals or large investors, and then Fidelity, which is a major backer of the company also. Fidelity backing it and Bill and Melinda Gates backing it is huge. This was part of one of their earlier raises, and I think Bill and Melinda are funding this because it is such an innovative technology that can be so beneficial to emerging markets, and I'll explain that in a minute, but let's just take a look at what this actually looks like. So you can see that plugs right into a cell phone, and this is going to be a very interesting business opportunity. You can see here 2/3 of the world has no access to medical imaging. 2/3 of diagnostic dilemmas can be addressed through simple imaging. This is going to open up a whole new market for this technology, because right now we're still using an outdated model with large carts, and they're very hard to move. They're very expensive. This sells for about $3,000 for the product, and then also for some servicing. You can take these two emerging markets to other countries and easily use them. They have a cloud-based system to store some of the information. They have such a large market too. It's about $8 billion, so maybe not the huge markets that we see for like auto industry, but they do have about $6 billion worth of equipment market, and then $2 billion worth of services. So right now, only about 3% of all ultrasound units are mobile, so they're handheld devices. And this is something that is really important and can really help a large majority of people. And this is really interesting too, because not only do we have strong backers, but we have someone that invented next-gen DNA sequencing and won a Presidential Medal of Tech and Innovation. So they're doing good, and they're going to do well. That, I believe, is why Bill and Melinda Gates are invested in this company. They are really focused on improving the life of billions of people, especially in Africa. They've done a lot of work over there. You can see that they are trying to use this over there too and really make a difference. And this is something where I could see ARK Invest investing in this too, because it's innovative, it's disruptive, it helps a majority of people. It is new technology. You can see that they have some macro trends such as an aging population, chronic disease proliferation, moving from hospital to home setting. So a lot more people feel comfortable in the home, especially now with the pandemic. A lot of people want to stay at home. And wellness monitoring is becoming a larger and larger part of our daily lives. This is something that we are focusing on, and this is something that is becoming more and more prevalent, right? Now, the one thing that I see that could be a deterrent for this company or a potential headwind is the fact that larger companies like Apple are getting into wellness monitoring, right? With their Apple Watches and other types of devices. I could see one of these, trillion-dollar companies just deciding, yeah, let's make this technology too and compete. Now, I don't know how likely that is, but with Amazon and Apple, they do like to get into new industries. So I would be a little bit cautious of that. The largest population of units sold will be in general medicine, then emerging medicine, anesthesiology, and down the line you can see kind of how that's broken down there. But they are going to have a pretty large market, and they are expecting to increase their revenue. You can see here 2020 to 2024, they're expecting to increase from 44 million to 334 million. They are showing their gross margin here. Now, at first, this was what really made me cautious about the company, because right now we're valued at about 1.5 billion, even higher now though, because it's moved up about 27%, about 32% or so after hours if you count that. By the time you're seeing this, it might be even higher than that, but that kind of made me cautious. So if, let's say that they're a $2 billion market cap by the time you buy, they're talking about in 4 years, it being able to pull in about 334 million in revenue. That means 4 years out, 4-year out price to sales ratio of about 6. So that is really high. I thought at first, wow, that's crazy, because they do have revenue now, but they are still trading at such a high price to sales ratio for 4 years down the line. I feel like there are a lot of other companies that can do better than that. But then I noticed that they do have a very high gross margin. So they're looking at 70% gross margin, which means that they could pull in, 250 or so, maybe higher in net income, which means that their forward PE ratio is about 8. So if they were about $2 billion and 4 years down the line, they're bringing in 250 million in net income, that would be a price to earnings ratio of about 8. That is much lower than you would think. Now, I think that this number is a little bit low too, right? They're saying they have an $8 billion addressable market. That means that they would only have about 1/24 of that market, and that's assuming they're not able to expand this market and sell to new people that are maybe not even in the ultrasound market now, but they could really use it, like mobile doctors. And maybe too, they increase this market over the next few years. This is 4 years down the line. The market could be a lot larger. So they are assuming a very small part of this market they're actually able to grab. So I think this might be a little bit low. So I did pick up a few shares of this company. I don't think that a lot of people know about it yet. So I think it has some room to run just on hype alone. But I think long-term, this could be a good company to buy into. Like I said, they're doing well and they're doing good. So they are going to make money and they're doing good for the world. So I think that's really important too. I think that usually pushes a company up because it keeps them on the cutting edge of innovation. People want to help them out. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd be really interested in hearing. Also, if you want to check out that link to get 4 free stocks, definitely check that out. Don't forget about that. Or check out the link to Patreon. Let me know your thoughts on this though. And if you are interested in a different company that ARK Invest is buying, they are buying a significant amount of this penny stock. It's a 3D printing stock. Definitely check out the link here. They just bought 1 million shares. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in this video.